Hi everyone, are you feeling a little bit more stressed lately? It would make complete sense given that we're in a global pandemic. Today I'm going to talk to you about how stress affects our body and mind, reduces our immune system, and the one thing that you can do that will definitely help reduce your stress. Thank you for joining. I'm Dr. Shimi Kang, and thank you for investing in your most powerful asset, your mind. So it's not our imagination. We are highly stressed these days, given all of the rapid changes of the pandemic, changes to our everyday life, worries about our health, our jobs, our income, the global economy. It's endless. People we care about are also worried. It is everywhere. And stress was the number one health epidemic actually before the pandemic. So let's first understand what stress does. And for that, I'm going to use my brain, my testy brains. As you can see, I have brains everywhere. I love the brain. This is George. I got George when I was 10 years old. I'm the youngest of 5, and my oldest sister is a science teacher, and I begged her for a brain. So that's how long I've been learning about this, and I'm super passionate, and George has been with me since then. Okay, so the human brain has something called a cortex, and that part actually is where we want to spend most of our time. The cortex is where we strategize, where we are calm, where we solve problems, where we are wonderfully creative, collaborative, compassionate. That's where all of the good stuff of life happens. What stress does is it actually bypasses that wonderful area and triggers something down low, a very primitive primal part of our brain that doesn't do any of that, but simply reacts. And what it does is it reacts in 3 classical ways. You've probably heard of this: freeze, fight, or flight. So in nature, freeze is a deer in headlights. For humans, all of this is happening in our mind. Our freeze is anxiety, procrastination. We can't make a decision. We feel mentally frozen. We might even want to over control things. We become perfectionists. Our fight is irritability, anger, or rage. And our flight, unlike nature, where it might be a bird or a rabbit running away or flying away, we flight mentally. We escape. So we turn to things like video games, shopping online, gambling, drinking, drugs, alcohol, vaping, whatever. But we're all trying to mentally escape. If you think of irritability, anxiety, and distraction as the freeze, fight, or flight, you can see that a lot of us are in this state, and maybe even yourself are cycling through it. So what's the one thing that will always help? Very simple, but don't be fooled. Simple is not easy. The simplest things in life, sleep and drinking water, are not easy. We're actually chronically dehydrated and chronically sleep deprived, which reduces our immune system along with stress and takes us out of our thinking brain into that reactive brain. So the simple tool is breathing. Yeah, that is it. So try to practice and focus and make a deliberate practice of improving your breathing. Most people I know breathe very shallow. They don't know how to breathe. I've been teaching this for years in my clinical practice, and people breathe in a jagged way, especially when they're stressed. One way to slow down is to breathe in through your nose, and we want deep breaths. And why we want that is when we stretch those receptors in the top and bottom of our lungs, they send a signal to our brain that we are okay, shuts down that response, and lets us function back up in that top part of our brain. You see my clavicles and you see the top of my chest. You're gonna see them move a bit wide during a slow, deep breath. That's what you wanna do. You wanna really get that air right into your lungs. So on my count of 3, 3, 2, 1. A nice hold. And an exhale through an open mouth is really great because we have receptors in our jaw that when we're stressed, they clench. All animals in nature clench their jaw during stress. So it's a bit of a hack when you breathe out through an open mouth. So again, a deep breath in. Stretch those receptors, a deep breath out with an open mouth. Now, some people say that is just too simple to deal with all of my life stresses. Well, what it will do is it's not going to solve all of those problems in itself, but if it takes you out of that reactive brain, back up into that top part of your brain, now you can solve problems, you can strategize, you can look at information and data, you can connect with your community and collaborate, exchange ideas, and you have the mental space, the mental wealth to solve those issues and problems that you are dealing with. Before I give you today's final prescription, I want to thank you for joining. Please share comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Please send any questions. If you have any tips of your own for stress management, let's definitely share those with our community. And please remember to subscribe to my channel. Here is your final prescription for today. It is for breathing, and it's for all humans right now. Breathe slowly and deeply. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for watching.